So I was actually 6 years old when my uncle was shot in 1983. I found myself giving speeches at 6 years old. And by the time I was 9, I had had over 200 speeches already. Can you imagine being a young boy, starting at 6 years old, all the way to 9, feeling like a veteran of all of this protest action, and seeing how people could start to find courage again, seeing how people could set aside their own concerns for something bigger than themselves. And that opened my heart, it opened my life to not just public service, but I guess more importantly, to the possibilities, to what can happen, what can we achieve if we come together, if people are willing to set aside their own concerns for something greater or for something seemingly more important to them. In everything that I've done, whether it's working with the youth, working in politics, especially working in social enterprise, the question is, how can we get people together? How can we bring people together? How can we harness this collective spirit and this collective energy to fight the biggest foes in our country? I'm hoping that this journey in the Eisenhower Fellowship will help me with this goal, will help me find better, more innovative, newer ways to bring people together.
So my name's Kola Masha. So I'm the managing director of Kola. Basically, what we do is we make smallholder farmers richer. Eisenhower Fellowships for me was really the beginning. We started in 2012 with just a small handful of, I think we were supporting about 100 farmers, farming an area of about 200 acres. Today, we've grown to become the single largest maize producing entity in Africa. We are farming an area of 140,000 acres. That's equivalent to about 10 Manhattans. Cumulatively, over the last decade, we supported over 500,000 smallholder farmers. Really incredible partners, many of which I met on the fellowship. I think some of our biggest partners that we have today were folks that I had preliminary conversations when we were just at the ideation phase.
I was the youngest college president in the country when I took my first presidency in St. Louis in 2014. When I think about justice in general, I think education is the equalizer. But because of my background, we launched I would argue, probably one of the most robust social justice institutes. Our social justice institute has 3 elements that we focus on. And one is true D&I work. Second is prison education. And that's a major piece for us. We are one of the first institutions, definitely HBCU in the state of South Carolina, that's offering full degree programs to over 8 prisons here in the state of South Carolina. And our third element, and probably most important for me, is the healthcare disparities. The reason I applied to be an Eisenhower Fellow because of the historical nature of the fellowship and because of the organization's commitment to justice. I go back to the Eisenhower Fellowship because of the foundation that I've been doing with this work. When I'm able to produce some of the data sets that I put out from the Washington Post, when I'm able to develop this center, it is all built on the momentum from the things that, my actual work plan from the Eisenhower Fellowship was saying what I was going to do when I returned from the completion of my fellowship.